Hello folks, friends and movie lovers, welcome back to the channel and to the latest instalment of the movies in review. Guys, you may remember that I brought you a review of Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 1. It was a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed and recommended for everyone else to see. It is the first of 4 installments, the second of which was scheduled to be released later this year. Or is it? I say that because, as the title suggests, they appear to be in a little bit of trouble, according to an article that has appeared recently in The Guardian. The headline reads, Kevin Costner's Horizon sequel pulled from release after first film flops. I must admit, I am disappointed by this because I did think it was a brilliant movie, and actually I can see that there would be an appeal for everyone beyond that of the Western audience. I would also say that there is an appeal for the period drama audience as well because of the time frame that it's set in and the fact that it is trying to reflect the period that it is set in. We are taking on an exploration that we go on along with the characters in the movie as they explore the American West, as would have happened at that time in American history. I also think it's disappointing because between the American Saga Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, Kevin Costner has invested a lot of his own personal wealth, investing $38 million. The article reads, Star's big budget Western sequel taken off release schedule after first has struggled to pass $25 million mark at the box office. The second part of Kevin Costner's big-budget Horizon saga has been pulled from its August release date after the first film underperformed. The first film premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in May to negative reviews, scoring a 48% rating on the Rotten Tomatoes. The Guardian's Peter Bradshaw called it a handsome-looking but oddly listless western. Now, if you remember to one of my earlier videos, it was even something that I put in my introductory video. We are entitled to disagree on things and we are entitled to our own views and opinions. That is, I think, is the brilliance of the world that we live in. And this is one situation where actually I think I would disagree with the people that have given it negative reviews because it was a good movie. And I think they've tried to be as reflective as they possibly can do as well about the time and the attitudes that were prevailing of the people doing the exploration. I think we perhaps tried to place too much of a 2024 standpoint on something that happened 200 years ago nearly. The article continues, both films focus on the exploration of the American West, carry a reported $100 million price tag combined, and after the first opened to just $11 million last month, it has made less than $25 million worldwide. The August release date of the second film has now been postponed in order to give audiences a greater opportunity to discover the first installment, according to a statement given to The Hollywood Reporter. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes all things need is a bit of time because I am mindful of a saying that sometimes things mature like a fine wine, and I would actually say that is true of this particular movie. It was a brilliant movie, and maybe it just needs a bit of time to mature itself and grow in people's minds so that they can realise what a terrific movie it is. Again, that's a purely subjective point of view. I say it's a brilliant movie because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's definitely a movie that I would recommend everyone to see, and I do think people should see movies at least once before forming an opinion. That's something that I've learned with a few movies that I've seen recently because they've fallen into brackets of genres and types of movie that I wouldn't necessarily say I was a fan of. But I've been pleasantly surprised by them. And that's all I would say is the aim of this channel, is to help us find movies and explore different movies from different genres that may help pleasantly surprise us. And if I can help people discover that through providing some sort of reaction and review to the ones I see, then hopefully we can find some movies that you'll love to, and that you can say you pleasantly enjoyed. The article continues, Kevin made this film for people who love movies and who wanted to go on a journey. Well, actually, I would agree that it does take us on a journey. And actually, I would be surprised if it doesn't for anyone who loves movies. But again, that's purely subjective. I myself have become increasingly open-minded over the years because of movies that I didn't expect to like, but I found I absolutely loved. The support that we received from film fans and the theatre owners as they experienced the first chapter of this saga only serves to reinforce our belief in them and the films that we have made, and we thank them for coming on board for the ride. We welcome the opportunity for that window to be expanded, as we know it will only serve to enhance the experience of seeing Horizon 2. I must admit, having seen Horizon 1 and knowing that there were future instalments planned, it would be disappointing for them not to be released, because I would kind of like to see what happens next, which I think is natural for any story and any series that anyone watches. If we see one episode, whether we like it or hate it, I think it's only natural to at least want to see what happens next. And it is something that we genuinely take an instant dislike to before watching it further. The article also says the film was made available to rent in the US on the 16th of July and will be available on Max soon. Advance tickets had already been sold for the second film, with refunds now being offered. A rescheduled date has yet to be announced. Costner is reported to have put $38 million of his own money into the saga, with two further films planned for the second and the third already in production. He stars alongside Sienna Miller, Sam Worthington and Luke Wilson. I've lived with movies and what happens to them on their opening weekend, Costner said to Entertainment Weekly after the film opened. If we put so much pressure on that, we're bound to be disappointed. Would I love that it would be highly, highly successful? Of course, I'd like that. My ego would like that. Everyone would like that, but I am happiest that the movie that you and I are talking about looks the way I want it to look. The production of the films coincided with Costner's exit from the popular Yellowstone TV universe, which he confirmed on social media after rumours circulated. Folks, I must admit that when movies don't do well for whoever's involved in them, it can be disappointing. But something that I've reiterated all along and in different videos that I've done, our likes and our dislikes are purely subjective. All I would say is at least give it a watch first, and let's try to give it a chance. Because sometimes critics can be wrong, we all can be, and that being said, there's no right or wrong when it comes to our own tastes. It's a movie well worth seeing. Thanks for listening, guys. This is the Movies in Review, and my name is Simon. Thank you for listening.